Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I am doing a 100,000 mile 1 year review on this car. Now, I'm going to start right off the bat with how many issues I've had, how expensive have the issues been to me. Suspension. Yeah, I know, you're already... yeah, I have had it rubbing on this, especially if I have weight in the trunk or if I have passengers in the back. If I hit a bump, especially if I'm turning right, it will rub my wheel right here, and I have not fixed this. It only does it if there's passengers in the back or if I have big weight in the trunk, like, you know, another wheel or something like that, or whatever, you know, something like that. It's only this side as well. I have not fixed that yet because I don't carry passengers or cargo with me that often, so it doesn't do it then. And the car doesn't lean that much to the side. So I am scared to bring it in to see what Subaru is going to tell me and how expensive that's going to be to fix. And don't you guys worry, make sure to subscribe because I am going to be fixing this soon, and I'm going to do an update video on how expensive this fix was and what was broken on the car. So you're going to want to click the subscribe button right up here in this corner. Big thing right here though. Number one thing that I think people do not mention on this car, these headlights. Now they tilt up and down, yeah, you guys might know that already, but have you ever thought about if you are carrying a cooler full of beer or something like that in the trunk, you're going somewhere, you're gonna go down to a trip somewhere, whatever. You can actually tilt your headlights down now when you have weight back there because there's gonna be more weight down, so you're gonna be, you know, the lights are gonna be all way up in the sky, you got people with you, whatever, the car's leaning. You can turn them down. Now, have you ever thought about that? That's a pretty cool feature if you ask me. No one ever mentions that and I don't know why. I use these a lot, especially in fog. So these headlights that tilt up and down with this switch right here, I feel like are a very big deal. And it's very cool to me that they do that. Now, in the 100,000 miles and the 1 year, have I changed the oil a lot? I changed the oil on this car every 2,000 to 3,000 miles. That adds up very fast, which is why I ended up buying a whole nother car to daily instead of this one, because I care about this car and I really don't want to do that. Because when you reach 105,000 miles with your Subaru Sti, you have to bring it into Subaru, and it's going to get most likely the head gaskets, the water pump, the timing belt done, and while it's there, you might as well get your wheels rotated or a balance or oil change or any of that stuff. You know how fast that bill adds up? That's many thousands of dollars right there, just alone, just for that 105,000 mile service. So that's why I'm kind of putting it off, and I went and bought another car. However, when I do that service, I am sure as heck gonna bring you guys with me. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe right now so you can keep up to date with how big that bill is gonna be. Real quick, interrupting here, just know that this exhaust I put on this car yesterday. I literally just put this on like yesterday. I just did a video on it yesterday, and the car is bone stock besides this, and it's not, the cat is still there. So I just want to let you guys know that this car is completely stock and this review is not biased with modifications. I don't like modded cars really that much. I mean, they're cool, but it's just not my thing because I like reliability a little bit more, so I spend more money on maintenance and stuff like that. However, the mods that I do to my car are very particular, and I'm very cautious before doing so. If you want reliable mods and stuff like that, and you want me to test them out for you first, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you know about those. Now, have I had any major issues with like turbos going out or anything like that? No, I have not had any issues like that. I've never been stranded from this car yet. I have never been left on the side of the road or nothing like that. And just real quick, I'm gonna say, if you do all-terrain weather driving, snow, ice, stuff like that, this is going to be the car you're going to want if you want something sporty that you can drive year-round with fun, all-terrain. You know, I go in the fire lanes. Like yesterday's video, I went in the fire lanes and I was up in the middle of nowhere. I was lost. There was snow on the ground. It was slushy. It was muddy. And this car just didn't give two Now, interior, how has it been since 100K? The seats have not given a shit. The seats are absolutely friggin' mint. You know, and the floor, well, there's a little bit of holes right there from the carpet because of my heel, the way I have it sitting. I don't have the mat in here because the mat keeps the mat keeps spooling up in the fucking throttle and the brakes and the clutch, and I don't like the way that works, so I just, you know, yeah. But yeah, so there's a headlight switch. This is the dimmer switch. The STI badge lights up at night. I thought that was pretty cool. And there's your throttle response. So this is what it's going to be, so you have more throttle and you have less throttle response. It's not going to give you more power. It's not going to give you more boost. It is just simply going to make your throttle response quicker and faster. And oh boy, does it. It actually is very usable. The center diff right there, you can send more response and power to the rear wheels and less to the front if you would like to. So that is what that center diff does right there, to my knowledge. I have not gone out and played with it a whole lot yet, so don't take that to heart what I just said, but no, that is kind of the basis of what it's designed to do from my knowledge. Now, the one thing I like about these heated seat buttons right here is that they're not buttons, they're switches, and once you turn them on, you do not turn them off. So if you want to leave those on year round for winter, you can. They'll stay on, they'll turn on every single time your car is running. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If you're a very worrying person and that type of thing worries you a whole lot, you can always leave them off and then just, you know, not turn them on. Oh, I guess I don't have to sneeze, but let's take a look at the trunk. That does not open by itself. Your 40-something thousand dollar car new, or whatever this was, you know, almost 40 grand car new, did not open the trunk by itself. You just press the button and then you have to come over to your non-hydraulics. This is an Impreza, please remember that. I have a lot of garbage in here because yesterday I had people with me and I haven't cleaned up my car yet. It's pretty dirty. So underneath this mat that came with this car is another mat, and then underneath that mat, and then underneath the styrofoam is your spare tire. It is way down in there, and don't you forget it. But there is a lot of space, as you can see, in the trunk. I have carried coolers with me and stuff like that before, and in my last review video you can see I had UV bottles with me and everything, so you know, whatever. It is absolutely freezing out here, and this is my tripod since my actual real tripod broke. But yeah, you can carry a chair with you in the back seat. I don't know why you'd want to carry a chair unless you're dumb like me, but you know, you have room back here, and it has the same bolstering and it has an armrest, which the older STIs did not. Keep that in mind. The older STI, you still had an option to buy your radio. This one you don't. This one comes with one, just so you know, in case you did not know. I want you guys to know something. So I'm told on paper this is the limited edition, and there is no power seats. Just thought I'd let you guys know. Power seats, not a thing. Never was a thing in this car. If you like very base things, this is a base car. This really is. Even if it's a limited edition, this feels more base to me than anything. However, one thing that surprises me about this car: auto fan, auto vent, and then you have your temperature. So if you want to leave it at 75 and keep her on auto and keep this one on auto, it will actually be on auto. It baffles me that this car doesn't have power seats, but it has auto climate control. Absolutely baffles me. The speakers are junk stock, absolute junk, but it has auto climate control. The STI badge lights up at nighttime, which is pretty cool, but no power seats. I mean, this is the limited edition model, so just be wary that you're not gonna have a whole lot of features. This car is a rally car inspired vehicle. It's not gonna be. All their money was dumped into the engine, it was dumped into the transmission, and it was dumped into the whole center differential and all your throttle response stuff and all that good stuff. This car is built to take a beating. I just want you guys to know the car does ride rough, the car does drive firm, and it's more rally inspired. It's not meant for luxury. However, the climate control I thought was a cool feature. Can you see my mirror? No, you can't. The mirror can't see you either. The spoiler is completely in the way. So I went ahead, and you guys are gonna laugh. I went ahead, since you can't see out of it anyways, I went and put a Grimspeed sticker right on my mirror. Because, I mean, you can't see out of it anyways, so why would you want to? But yeah, so thought that was pretty cool that you can't see out of your mirror. But obviously, you can always take this wing off. And this wing does not come on the Wrx either, which the Wrx gets better MPG than the regular, or than the STI does. So if you want better MPG, more practicality, and no wing, you could just get a Wrx. It's gonna be a lot cheaper than an STI. However, you are not gonna have the center diff option. So if you want that, and you want to be the top dog of the Subaru world, then STI is gonna be a way to do it. Unless you do a Wrx and build it up from the ground or whatever. Or you could just delete the wing. However, this car has not given me any issues up to this 100K that we are about to hit. And I'm gonna update you guys with any issues that I do have. My license plate lights rattled loose, and I'm assuming that's just because of how much vibration the car has, because it's a boxer engine. So there's a lot of little things here and there that do rattle on the interior as well. However, when I put this exhaust on, I don't have as much vibration in the car anymore, so it doesn't actually have really any rattles that as bad as before, besides the seat belts. The seat belts do on the back seats, especially when the windows are down, they rattle quite a bit, and it's quite annoying, but what are you gonna do? Now, the reason I think I don't have as many issues as a lot of other reviewers have had with their STIs and their WRXs is because I was stock up until this very point. This is the first modification this car has ever had. So that's why I believe that I haven't had as many issues as other people have, because all the money that they're spending on mods, I've been spending on maintenance on this car. So, not to mention this car is being stored currently in a climate controlled environment. So this car spends every night in a nice warm bed, pretty much. So yeah, I baby the living heck out of this car besides when I drive it. I drive it pretty rough sometimes, so this car has taken a beating still, and it's taken it very well. Now, if you really want updates on this car and every issue that I'm gonna have in the future and every issue that I'm gonna fix, including that suspension thing and the 105K service and how much that's gonna be, please consider subscribing to the channel below so you can keep up to date with all those things. Or however, I think that's gonna cut it for today's video. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and make sure to stay freaking mint.